Sunday night stream. Oh look, I feel like I've over-adjusted that. I'm going to do this now, and that's a bit better. There we go. All right. Early messages from Musical Aviator and Megalich. Hello, Megalich. He's probably still there. Musical Aviator did marching band rehearsal at 10. Sit on stage rehearsal for a completely different show. Pit orchestra. Third different group committee meeting. Busy day. Hey, Megalich. I'm going to do my usual and make a cocktail. I got up to date with my editing today. I'm comfortable with shooting videos. Okay. Where's the bits for the GoPro? Set that up. Right, where are we? Putting this on. Okay, put that there. Bring this camera around here. Just to get ready. Okay. Now I should get stuff together for the first one. Okay, Hunter's verdict. Rum Montenegro Amaro. Montenegro. Not that much of that left. It's more like this over here. Why is that here? Rum. Okay. Rum. Okay, so this one we sure do. Okay, so starting off with the rum. Oh, some good glug there. Okay, hated that. Montenegro, 22.5 millimeters. Orange and aromatic bitters. Orange and bitters. That's not quite right. Orange and aromatic. Okay. What's now? One of the stirring glass. Getting everything ready. Hey, Strictly Sega. Yeah, should be a holiday for this stream, Autistic Sunday, honestly. Like Patron Saints Day, really. My orange peel. For the garnish. Like I said, Ben, I hope the air conditioner kicks on in here soon. It's a little bit warm. I think I turned it on. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, that looks good. Off to the races. Okay. Right, well, that was easy. Now, if we stir, put a bit of ice in there. Lots of ice. Okay. Where's it getting there? Do this. Ooh, that's tasting pretty good. Yeah. From that. Alrighty. Oh, what a beautiful golden color. Okay, that's the minty makey. Now we do talkie. Hey, Rays, how's it going? Oh. Turn that. Turn this one on. Get this one going on. Okay, that's looking good. Be better. Okay, try that anyway. That's, yep, we're ready. There we go. G'day, G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a rum cocktail, and it has the ingredients that I think you don't often see in rum cocktails, which is why I wanted to try it. It's called a hunter's verdict, and to taste it, get my verdict. Well, my verdict is this is a good drink. It's kind of a variation of fuck that up. My verdict is this is a good drink. Lots of interesting flavors. Here's how I made it. In a mixing glass, we put 2 ounces or 60 mils of rum. Then we're doing 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of Amaro Montenegro. Then 1/4 of an ounce, about 7.5 mils of a ginger liqueur. And finally, we do 1 dash of orange bitters and 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to get it chilled and diluted, and then strain that into a rocks glass over a large chunk of ice, preferably sexy clear ice. And a simple garnish, I'm doing a twist of orange peel. It's come up a treat. It's come up a great colour and it tastes great. Don't forget to check my channel for how to make clear ice the easiest way there is. Cheers. Oh, okay, I'm literally going to go check the air conditioning because I don't feel a goddamn thing in here at the moment. Wait, I should switch a couple of things off. This. Get this out of the way. Switch this out. Bring my chair back. I'm quickly just going to go check my air conditioning. Ugh. It says it's on in the bedroom, but I don't feel it. So I made it cooler. Now it's probably going to get freezing in here. Oh well. C'est la vie. Oh my god. Did you pass? Sorry, so you passed out, woke up, keyboard with a bowl of ramen, soak the water, sauna neck. Damn. Hey, passing it on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Oh dear. Oh, TikTok people and the AI voices. I dislike that a lot, actually. Oh dear. Anyway, first drink of the evening. A herbal rum drink. Not my favorite. Definitely not bad. I don't know, 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. Right. Spud Shed is a supermarket chain in Perth. Okay. Glad to know. Literally never heard that before. 24 hours. Okay. Well, that's handy. Definitely. Tonight is literally the first time. Now I want to look it up. I thought, Spud Shed was some localized slang for a toilet or something. Spudshed.com.au. Local fresh food supermarket. I got in trouble for saying Mandurah the other night. Didn't I? It's Mandurah, Wanneroo, Northam, Australind. You got a Bentley over there too. I live near a Bentley here. Inaloo. I mean, that's a silly name. Where are you? I'm Inaloo. Oh, there's quite a few of them. There you go. What's on special at Spud Shed this week? All right, there we go. Crazy cheap weekly specials. Anyway, there's probably enough exploring Spud Shed for one evening. Started as a farmer's market, burnt down, and then went to compete with Coles and Woolies. And yes, that's almost always pronounced Coburn, but Cockburn is what it looks like. Oh my God, there was an industrial company somewhere, and I'm sure they just pronounce it Cockram, but it's spelt Cockram. I was like, okay, that would have been a fun name to go through school with. God, you would have get ripped on so much for that name at school. This is one of these ones that's got to grow on me and have another couple sips, and it grows on me. It's all good in the hood. I notice a lot of the suburbs where Spudshed is have Indigenous names. There was an NFL player called Dick Buttkiss. Nice. Again, names that just gonna get you a hard time. Yes, people would say Butkus, yeah, but it's Buttkiss. Yes. Very, very tough name to go through school with. My favorite at school I went with was what someone's name became if it was a spoonerism. It's where you mix up letters. So, you'd say instead of robbing banks, it'd be bobbing ranks. And there was a girl at my school whose name was Kerry Hunt. And you swap that around and damn. Oh, nice. Lemonheads blasting It's About Time at Taronga Zoo. So is that Evan Dando doing a live spot at Taronga Zoo? And how are you doing, by the way, Lemonhead? Oh, okay. This is definitely growing on me. Maybe an 8 out of 10 now. Would consider making it again. Might change the rum next time to see how much difference that makes. You're going through the suburb names. Joondalup, Gingin, Mandurah, Kwinana, Morley, Mikathara, Dandragan. Yeah. I get amused myself for quite a while by just going through small country town names, the ones that are taken from Indigenous languages. They're just very musical, a lot of them. But there's something gone with, unless it's really happening to me. I look at seeing myself in the thing, and I feel like I'm cross-eyed, and it's doing my head in. Help! I'm having a stroke. Fucking hell! That ice just slipped and slopped drink in my face. Was another one raise? Da again. Okay, I'll one up you, and you probably know this place. And I always imagine it at a bogan party when someone gets offered a beer and they say this in response. The town's name is Nanagoon. And so, yeah, just imagine it at a party with someone saying, "You want a beer?" Nanagoon. I'm easily amused. I need to admit that up front. I'm just very easily amused. Okay, so I'm already through that one. So I might make the second one while I still got a big chunk of ice. Yes, I thought you'd know Nanagoon. But yeah, it's a source of at least mild amusement to me, the unique names that you get with the country towns when they've gone with an Indigenous language or inspired by an Indigenous language. So, bit of a hoot. So, what's the other thing? I'm paranoid about my eyes. Do I need to get my eyes checked? Maybe have my prescription adjusted. Maybe I'll do that just in case I'm starting to get paranoid. And don't want to get paranoid because then you won't realize when people really are out to get you. Ooh. Again, maybe it's just like age. Need to get one of those facelifts. So get a facelift so it looks like you're permanently surprised. Like my brows are going a bit heavy, so get them lifted, and then you look permanently surprised. You get it that way, so it's like my eyes are wide open, but you perennial look of surprise on your face because they pulled the skin back too tight. Hoppy bong. There are a couple of weird ones with like bong in the name. What a knobby. What I like in England is they just have the places in English called, Little Knob and various things. Anyway, I'm going to make another drink. This one's a creation of my own. Okay. Okay. Getting this ready. Ugh. There for now. Now bringing everything back into play. What am I going to do? I'm going to go around here. And I think I'll do... I'm going to do a couple of dashes of orange. Oh, I didn't take a picture of that last one. Dang, I always forget. Too late now. I'll try and remember this because this is for a full length video. I need it for the thumbnail. All right, put that there. Montenegro can go back. Montenegros. Rum can go back on the shelf. Got whiskey. You only need those two. And orange juice. All right, well. That's right, I was going to float some peated whiskey on the top. Okay. All right. Get this ready. Because here I come now. Okay, should have been doing this. Here I come now. Get ready. All right, Hunter's verdict. You go from to do to doing. Betty Carter, you are actually done. Fuck happened there? Oh, okay. That happened there. That makes sense. Okay. Where's my GoPro? Here it is. How do you go, Pro? Turn this on. We still saying town names. Right, turn this on. Right, get it started. Okay, whiskey. Where are we? Whiskey. Orange bitters. Alrighty. Here's my cherry baby. Get a cherry for the garnish ready. That'll do. Okay. Start this. Put in my pencil. All right. That done. And remember to take a photo of it. Put the lid back on the cherry jar. Get my camera and take a picture. Who's that on? Ah, Dr. Jones. Hello, hello, hello. I'll be there in a second. I'm just making a video. Okay. All right. Get this ready. That's it. Okay. So go in there. And we're going. G'day, cocktail lovers. If you know me, you know I love to support local distillers. And so that's often what I'm using in my cocktails. If not immediately local, I tend to use a lot of Australian products. For whiskies, I only use like Scotch, Irish, bourbons. Occasionally, I mainly use Australian whiskies. Gins, I will universally use Australian gins, and even rums and brandies. I have a lot of Australian products, along with vermouth and similar things like that as well. But I did get 2 bottles recently from a very independent distiller that's not far away from where I live. They're called the Tiny Bear Distillery. They are historically a gin distillery, and they do some really nice gins. And they have recently branched out into liqueurs. And they do occasionally put out a whiskey. It's their second run of whiskies that I'm aware of that came out. And so I did actually get one of the 2 whiskies they released, a single malt. This is a 52% ABV. It was a single barrel that they added, and it's really nice. And they released a few liqueurs, and I may get more of them, but I didn't have a ginger liqueur, and they actually released one that's honey, lemon, and ginger. And I thought, that sounds great. I'm going to get that. Spoiler alert, I did do a taste test. It's nice. But I also, that put in my mind the classic penicillin recipe. I hate it when I snooze when I'm talking. A penicillin cocktail will have whiskey and then like a ginger syrup, a honey syrup, and lemon juice. I thought, this is ginger, honey, and lemon all together. I can do an improvised version. And so I'm doing essentially an old-fashioned version of a penicillin. Let's call it some old-fashioned penicillin. And this is it right here. And I'm using my sexy clear ice. And I always got to throw in a self-promo when I do that. Clear ice is just cool. And this stuff that I have is very easy to make. Doesn't take up a lot of freezer space. You don't need that big esky in your freezer or the cooler in your freezer. A secret method that, well, I was actually inspired by the way Uncle Pete makes his clear ice. My method is slightly different. Doesn't take up freezer space, isn't expensive. I'll put a link at the end of the video showing you how to do it. But I want to taste this cocktail. Oh, okay. That tastes great. My old-fashioned penicillin. I'll show you how I made it. In a mixing glass, putting 2 ounces or 60 ml of the whiskey of your choice. And then I added 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of my ginger honey lemon liqueur. And then I added 2 dashes of orange bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the contents, maybe a bit longer because this is all booze. And then I strain that in a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice. Went with a simple garnish of a maraschino cherry on a skewer. Oh, wait. Then I floated about a bar spoon or 5 ml of a peated whiskey on the top and used a maraschino cherry on a skewer as a garnish. It is traditional to have a peated whiskey in a penicillin, and I thought doing it as a float would be nice, and it is. It's that first smoky hit you get when you go in, and then all the other flavors come through. It's also traditional to use candied ginger as a garnish, and I couldn't find any. There's probably some somewhere in the house. I couldn't find it, so I went with my old faithful for an old-fashioned, the maraschino cherry. Just going to dive in once more. This is stronger than a penicillin because it's a liqueur rather than non-alcoholic syrups in there. But in terms of actually hitting you in the face, it's not that bad because this is just a delightfully sweet liqueur. Honestly, maybe that's a dangerous thing because it's boozier than an average penicillin, but it doesn't taste that way. But I am enjoying it. And yeah, this falls under another of my recommendations. When you find something interesting, find an innovative way to experiment with it and improvise. And this one, like I said, honey, lemon, and ginger just said, this is the elements in a penicillin. So I thought I just have to put it all in the one drink. And it worked a treat. So if you enjoy me doing experiments. I recommend you do experiments. And I recommend you come back and see whatever the heck crazy thing I do next. Because I'm going to do other stuff. I just do. I make stuff up all the time. And it usually works out well. In this case, it did. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do see you again, I will say cheers. And I'm going to put my orange peel in there too. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I'm genuinely feeling the booze. It's time to sit down. Sit down, laddie. Switch a few things off. Not gonna make any more videos tonight. It's out of the way. Switch this off. Put it out of the way. Bring my chair back around. And it's time for... Oh, okay. Shouldn't have sat down over there. It's a bit hard to move. Okay, so old-fashioned penicillin. Something for me to edit tomorrow. Then I get home from work. Because I do actually have to freaking come home from work. Oh, wait a second. I'm going to put my... Where's my on-air sign? Where have I got to put it so you can see it? I like my on-air sign. There we go. On air. So, Dr. Jones, there's a bartender you've gotten to know. She says whenever someone orders a cocktail calls for candied ginger garnish, they never eat it. I usually, if my garnishes are edible, I usually eat them. Like absolutely with the cherry, I will always eat the cherry. Even if it's not the good ones, like this, if it's the weird candied ones, I'll eat those. I'm not a huge fan of ginger, but I'd probably eat the candied ginger if it went there. It's actually just looking at my video ideas list. Oh, I may have already uploaded. Like, I'm so far ahead with my cocktails. Like, I've got scheduled uploads running to 29th of March at the moment. I think it hasn't gone live yet. But I did at least one recipe that you recommended, Dr. Jones. Yes, I feel sure I've recorded it. It just hasn't gone live yet because I'm so far ahead. So now I'm trying to remember which one. Okay, now I'll look at my list. Which one did you actually recommend me that I thought, yeah, I've got to do that? Oh, the opal ice. That's it. I did actually record a video for the opal ice. One day before your birthday, 30th of March. Okay, I'm going to try and remember to wish you a happy birthday on the 30th of March. I won't. My memory's terrible. You got to remind me closer to the date. Which YouTube channel am I logged into on this browser? Yeah, okay, browser. Thank you for loading. Okay, yes. That's Angry Aussie. God, I need to actually... I did a channel promo video like, I don't know, 10 years ago. Probably 10 years ago. For my YouTube channel about this, and it's talking about the sort of videos I made 10 years ago. I need to redo my channel promo to just go, hey, I used to do all this angry stuff, and then COVID fucking sucked all my will to live away. Now I just occasionally hang out and do live streams. You should join them because they're fun. It's just like a few friends hanging out. It's cool. Oh, you made an Ultima Palabra and a greenhorn. Hell, you're doing the... Yeah, so Ultima Palabra is a lot agave-based last word riff, and a greenhorn is a Manhattan riff, if I remember rightly. I don't remember if I've actually made a greenhorn, but I like the Ultima Palabra. Strictly Sega, you missed me finding out the mystery of that supermarket, Spud Barn or whatever the hell it's called, because I've literally never heard of it before. And Ray's explained it all to me. Oh God, they have the naughty American lollies there. I have quite the weakness for them too. I just made a couple of cocktails. This is like a version of a penicillin that follows more the old-fashioned thing. I call it an old-fashioned penicillin. Some old-fashioned penicillin. It's yummy. Again, this is probably my palate, but this thing is boozy as fuck, and it does not taste it to me. Just tastes really kind of clean. And I think that's the lemon, honey, ginger liqueur I put. Okay, now I can feel the air conditioner. It's definitely working. Okay, I may end up feeling like I set it too cool now that it's definitely actually working. I may have to go out and change it again. So yeah, Dr. Jones, I actually made 2 cocktails using the honey, lemon, ginger liqueur. I had the first one was a rum drink called Hunter's Verdict. So it was rum, Amaro Montenegro, and the liqueur, basically. And it was good. It got better as it went along. Like I first thought, oh, this is not bad. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And then a couple sips later, I'm going, no, now I've gotten to the groove. This is an 8 out of 10. This is good. Oh, we made a Biscoff cocktails. Oh, I have to admit, I made Biscoff milk for an clarified cocktail once. Biscoff milk is so fucking yummy. So it's basically you just break up some Biscoff biscuits and sit them in milk, and the milk absorbs all that malty goodness from them. Oh God, next time I make eggnog, I should do Biscoff milk for the milk component because it's so fucking yummy. And also I kept the Biscoff pulp, like I strained all the Biscoff solids out, so it's just milk. But I kept the Biscoff solids and I kind of squished them so they were solid. And then I was just having them with ice cream. I would do a bowl with ice cream and I'd put a scoop of this Biscoff pulp in it and mix it in. God, it was yummy. So you want a suggestion for a Biscoff cocktail? It's kind of like you want something. You have some cream liqueurs, I think. You have Hunter's Verdict. Yeah, I feel like you do the same as me, Dr. Jones. You sort of see the featured ones from various websites. I think I got it as from the Difford's website. And when Difford features a whole bunch of new recipes, I look through them and go, like that, don't like that, like that, and I put them on my planner to do. Like I said, Hunter's Verdict was pretty good. It grew on me. It tasted better as it went along. You're doing a variation called a rusty penicillin. So you're doing a mashup of a rusty nail and a penicillin. Sounds good. So something creamy. Yeah, I would crush up a Biscoff in your cream liqueur. So make something that you like with a cream liqueur. Crush up a Biscoff. If you can leave it for a while, all the better. Because I would strain the Biscoff out of it. I'd crush it up into the creamy liqueur and leave it, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes, get a bit of the flavor in, and then put together a drink, shake it up and strain it out to get the Biscoff pulp out of it. Or, holy shit, go the whole way. Oh shit, okay, now I'm being a real bad influence. Do a Biscoff pina colada and blend it and actually leave the Biscoff in it. A coffee old-fashioned with Baileys and Biscoff. Yes. Friggin' perfect. Hey, Justin, how you doing, by the way? So, yeah, I was thinking of mash the Biscoff up into the coconut milk and do a blender pina colada with Biscoff in it. And you're not straining it out, you're leaving it in. Oh, God, that would be decadent. Oh, you had a friend who moved to Adelaide. It's like a nice country town, Adelaide. Lots of interesting country around it too. Uh, God damn, that's nice. I think I'm thinking of something non-alcoholic or low alcoholic to drink. I have some Sprite. I'm going to do it, and I was thinking I could maybe put a splash of one of my fruit liqueurs in. Hell, maybe I could put a splash of one of my sugar syrups in. Yeah, different. I think Adelaide has a different vibe. Oh my god, did I just light Soph's face up? Because that would work. Mash up a Biscoff in your coconut milk and then do a blender fucking pina colada. Holy shit. That would work. Okay, well I'm down. Definitely next time I make eggnog, which might not be for a while. Just want to have some eggnog going all the time. Definitely going to do Biscoff milk. Going to do Biscoff milk in it. Okay, I'm finishing that old fashioned, and we can make a 9. So, I was thinking I made this sour apple syrup. Oh, my pineapple syrup. Actually, I think that's what I'll do. Sprite and pineapple syrup. I think that will be the go. To make some cocktails with my pineapple syrup. I've got a few lined up. What are they? I found probably this one, pineapple macadamia daiquiri, pineapple rum. Ah, pineapple rum, macadamia liqueur, lime juice, and coconut water. Fuck me, that sounds good. No wonder I made a note of it. It sounds good. What's Elixir Tropical? No, that's not the one. This the Nutcracker from Stefan Voisey. Whiskey, macadamia liqueur, amaretto, and orgeat. House number 3. What's in that? Damn, man. Okay, I've got literally 40 odd cocktails in my to-do list, and I'm real keen to try most of them. A chocolate Sazerac. Fuck yeah, I want to make that. Chocolate Sazerac. Bolero Sour. What's in that? Rum? A Belladonna daiquiri. Rum and amaretto. Yamabuki. Japanese whiskey. Gold Russia? I think which were the I put a couple that had pineapple syrup because I made some pineapple syrup. Here's one. Tellico Cobbler. But okay, I got to rename it because they were saying use this Tennessee whiskey and it's an area of Tennessee. Use Tennessee corn whiskey. I have a corn whiskey from West Australia, so I have to name it after the area of Western Australia. Garibaldi, nice low alcohol drink. Oh, okay. You have to like Campari. I just can't deal with Campari. Hey, oh yes, there would be a pride party right in your backyard. Yes. And you made toasties with tuna, lemon herbs. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That sounds so good. That sounds really good. Winning on all fronts, Dr. Abigail. You can just go down to a pride party if you feel like it, or stay home with your magnificent toasty if you feel like that. Now, just off the top of my head, I feel compelled to go and look at my corn whiskey. Okay, I'm definitely feeling those cocktails. Jesus. More than half Tim Smith at the moment. Where is that it? Okay, so Raymond B's Pure Corn Whiskey. Paddock's bottle, 100% pure corn whiskey from Australia, Ord Valley. Okay, so I'm going to call it an Ord Valley. Okay, good to know. Okay, I might put a few. Oh no, okay, that doesn't go there. My Talisker goes there. Just kind of stay there. And these two go back in the mysterious cupboard of mystery. Now, I swear to God, I have to stop buying things. Running out of space. But people keep releasing things I want to buy. Fucking Archie Rose. Damn them to hell. Advertised that they're going to release a single malt that was aged in red gum, a barrel made of red gum. And I just hope it's really expensive, because if it's not really expensive, I won't be able to just. Toasty just means toasted sandwich. So Australians love putting IE on the end of words. The Strictly say your new thing, instead of getting battered fish, grilled fish. Oh God, I had on the weekend last night. I went to the local fish and chip shop with Mrs. Angry and ate the fish and chips in the park. I had calamari and chips, and the calamari was fried, but it was not like those rings with batter. It was like strips of calamari with a really nice coating. Mrs. Angry had grilled salmon and salad. It's really good. Jaffle, yes. Okay, so yes, important point. So Dr. Jones, if a toasted sandwich is toasted flat, either in a frying pan or in a sandwich press, that's a toasty. And if it's in these sandwich presses that actually squeeze it into shape and seal it, that's a jaffle. And yes, grilled cheese is a cheese toasty. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, God. And my favorite cheese toast, I have this decadent thing I do, because it's quite common when you do a toasted sandwich to have butter on the outside. Not everyone does it. And that's not a purely Australian thing, but it's quite common to have butter on the outside so it goes crispy. What I do when I'm doing a toasted sandwich, butter on the outside, but then I sprinkle Parmesan cheese on that, so there's Parmesan cheese embedded in the butter, and then when you toast it, you get a Parmesan cheese crust on the outside of the bread. So decadent, so yummy. That's my little secret. If you've never tried it, do it, because it's freaking yummy. Should you say when you're at boarding school, you still love doing a can of tin spaghetti jaffle. Oh my God, so good. I was growing up, not baked beans. I will do baked beans now, but when I was growing up, I thought baked beans were gross, and I would do the tin spaghetti. These days I do baked beans, they're fine. But yeah, a tinned spaghetti jaffle, fucking amazing. Yeah, no, it's Jaffle. You're saying Jaffa. That is a chocolate. Jaffa is a chocolate orange flavor. I don't wish to be pedantic, but you're wrong, sir. You're wrong. Jaffa is a chocolate orange flavor. Jaffle is the toasted sandwich. Yes. Oh, yes. And if you've made your own spag bowl, leftover spag bowl in a jaffle. Friggin' awesome. So you do butter or mayonnaise on the outside of a cheese toastie? I am fascinated by that. I'm really intrigued as to how that would taste. I'll sometimes do mayonnaise, depending what I'm making in the sandwich. I might have mayonnaise on the inside of a toasted sandwich. If you're talking about doing it on the outside. Well, they're brand names. Breville is a brand name. Jaffle was a brand name like in the 70s. Breville is a generic brand name that still exists. but Jaffle was a specific product in the 70s. Oh, that's okay, strictly Sega. But yeah. So Jaffa is chocolate orange. Jaffle is sealed toasted sandwich. I'm going to go get, this will just take like, I don't know, 30 seconds, somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds. I'm just going to go and get my pineapple syrup. Then I'm going to have a Sprite and pineapple drink, which I think will be yummy. If you're just like, yeah, we'll see. Okay, here I am. So that took slightly longer than I said it would. Because Mrs. Angry was in the kitchen when I went through there, so canoodling happened. Okay, that's interesting. Mayo doesn't come through as much as you thought it would. You keep calling Madras a masala. Well, okay, so there's two different Indian dishes. Well, Madras is an area of India, and a masala is an Indian food. But then there's the Italian sweet wine called Marsala, Marsala, which my mum used to drink all the time. Yeah, Breville's a young person's version of a Jaffle, because I don't think the Jaffle has been called the Jaffle since the 70s. Anyway, gonna have some Sprite. Let's put it in here. I'm only going to put a bit of the pineapple syrup in there because there's a lot of sugar in a pineapple syrup. Pretty strong. But this is pretty good. It's a pineapple coconut drink from the supermarket that I reduced on the stove by about 80%, like just added in a saucepan, simmering it till like 80% of the water had boiled, and it had just gone straight to the bottom of my glass. Where's my stirring spoon? Because it's heavy, it's gone straight to the bottom of the glass. Lucky I had a stirring spoon here. Strong-handled spoon. There you go. That's better. It's mixed in now. Yes, but then I added sugar. And then it went too thick, so I added water. Oh, God, that's fucking yummy. Oh, that is really good. So, Madras is cranberry, orange, and vodka. There you go. Make it like a punch. And simple syrup, yeah? Whereas Madras, handful of fresh mint leaves, lime slices, salt, masala, carbonated soda of choice. So that's Madras and masala. Nice. Oh, okay. The second one's a masala. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. even though you slipped on the typing because it's like chaat masala in it. That seems more savory than the first one. Honestly, they both sound like great drinks. That's really yummy. Uh, and it's so good to have a little break from drinking the alcohol. Oh yeah, I guess you could add whatever soda you liked. Yeah, yeah. I'm really intrigued as to how different it would be. Different, like Coke is going to do a really different thing to Sprite in something like that. Um, Sounds like a really interesting thing to explore, actually. Those both sound like great drinks. As you say, make them up as a punch. Great party drink. Oh, that is a treat. Hey Hannah, how you doing? I think chicken tikka masala may be one of those Indian dishes that was actually invented in England by Indian people when they were in England. Oh god, there was this fun thing in the news recently, a court case in India over who invented butter chicken, which is probably the most popular Indian dish, particularly with white people because it's so mild. I love butter chicken. A local Indian place just does such a good butter chicken. But there's a full-on court case to argue who had invented it because two different restaurants had been claiming they invented it in like the 70s or something. Ah, but that's the whole thing. I gotta sober up. I only had those two cocktails in the first hour. I think maybe they were a bit strong. Oh, they're so tasty. Dr. Jones, you remember me making a stirred cocktail, creme de cacao. Oh my gosh, there are so many good recipes with creme de cacao in it. So, Hannah, you've gotten worn out by a 10-hour workday. Who knew? But you've just woken up. Oh man. Actually, Dr. Jones, I'll tell you one because I mentioned it just before when I was looking through the list. A chocolate Sazerac. So that's 60 mils whiskey, 15 mils white creme de cacao, 7.5 mils sugar syrup, 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, and you pour it into a glass that has you stir it on ice, then pour it into a glass that had an absinthe rinse. And in ounces, if you're an ounce person, that's 2 ounces whiskey, half an ounce of white creme de cacao, quarter of an ounce of sugar syrup, and 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. But yeah, actually, you got your is it white or brown creme de cacao you've got? Because they taste basically the same, I think, but they make the drinks look different. Fucking Albanese deserved to be called out hard by Lydia Thorpe because Albanese just made such an extreme judgmental statement against Lydia Thorpe when she was having a go at some bogan racist fuckwit who was harassing her. And she was upright the whole time. And Barnaby Joyce, who is clearly, obviously, being pissed multiple times in Parliament, doing that in public, and Albanese's response has been weak as piss. When you look at how hard he went against Lydia Thorpe, it's inexcusable. It's like there's a whole bunch of things on which I do not agree with Lydia Thorpe, but calling out Albanese for his bullshit response to Joyce after what he said to Lydia Thorpe? Absolutely. Okay, so Tempest Future. Okay, good brand. I don't have it, but people tell me it's good. I'll just go on. I go to the Difford's website because they do those 20 best things. What fucking web? MSN. Jesus Christ. MSN had a picture of Rebel Wilson under a headline of one of Victoria's finest dies after astounding career. And it's some fucking advertising fuckhead that no one's heard about. Oh, God, the media fucking sucks. So if we go in, I'm sure Difford's has one, 20 best brown creme de cacao. 20 best cocktails by ingredients. Mango, bourbon, Benedictine. Okay, I think they just have creme de cacao. I feel like I must be missing it. Control F. Okay, so they do have 20 best white creme de cacao, but you can absolutely make all of those with brown creme de cacao. They're just going to look really different. Although, what do they actually say when you go the cocktail finder by liqueur? Chinotto coffee, creme de cacao dark. So they got 53 recipes with brown creme de cacao. They actually recommend making a brandy Alexander with brown creme de cacao. That's a good drink. So, one of the two major parties. Oh, yes, that's the thing. Not just, well, she committed more than two mortal sins. She's also a woman. She's also Indigenous. And also being a fucking thorn in Labor's side. Yeah, Dr. Jones, I think white creme de cacao and brown creme de cacao taste the same. They just make the drink look different. Arguably, white creme de cacao, you get more attractive looking drinks, unless you like brown drinks. All the drinks with white creme de cacao, if you put the dark one in, the drinks are just going to be brown. I don't know, anything's wrong with that. Oh, man. Okay. Hot tip for anyone who wants an interesting sugar syrup. The supermarkets have these fruit drinks. You get their cartons, they're about a litre. I think if they're Golden Circle make them, and every now and then they're on half price special, so they're less than $1.50. Get one of them that's a flavor you like, a flavor that sounds good, and then put it in a saucepan and simmer it. And it might take a couple of hours, but you want to simmer it down at least somewhere between 75 and even 90%. So it's just like concentrated flavor, and then taste what it's like. And if it's too tart, add some sugar and water, which is what I had there. This is the base of this is the Golden Circle pineapple coconut fruit drink. And so it's good as a syrup in cocktails with alcohol, but even making non-alcoholic drinks, this is just Sprite and that syrup, and it's so good. It'd be so good in punches. I mean, that's so fucking yummy, actually. It's really good. Justin, you reckon the LNP are going to get a pulping. I mean, they should. Oh, Safa, that's my shopping, man. It's like, what are you eating this week? It depends what was on half price special at the supermarket when I went there. That's legit what drives my eating habits. Less so now. It's more so when the offspring were here, the young angries, because I've been making food for multiple people. Now I tend to just be making food for myself. Sometimes Mrs. Angry has what I make. Often she makes her own food. But it's like, I'd get a packet of something from the supermarket that you can make a bunch of meals out of and everyone have it. But now it's just like me. And it's like, I don't know, do I want to have 3 or 4 meals of the same thing? Honestly, sometimes I do. But yeah, as I say, but I am definitely the half price king. I am the bargain hunter. It's what I do. I don't even necessarily have to from a finance point of view, but I just got so into the habit of doing it. Now I do it all the time. And these days I have to stop myself because I see something that's a bargain and I go, "Oh, I could get that." But it's like for a family and it would make 6 meals. And okay, that's probably not for me on my own. Yeah, based around, I make it might be based around rice, might be based around pasta, something like that. Oh, Dr. Jones, legit, our supermarkets are much better quality than the US. I had so much fun in the US getting absolutely weird shit in US supermarkets, but there's a much higher concentration of processed food. We have a lot of processed food in our supermarkets, but there's a much higher concentration of uh, processed foods in US supermarkets, and fucking everything's full of high fructose corn syrup, which we don't actually get here because we have a sugarcane industry. So we have sugar, um, which is also not great. But yeah, we have better fresh food and better quality food generally. But here's the whole thing. So how do you buy a 5 kilogram bag of rice? Oh yeah, yeah. No, there were these big fucking ones. Everyone decided they liked jasmine rice, and there was this brand that was in the supermarkets. There was these huge bags that would be um half price occasions. Like, okay, get a big fucking bag of rice. We're having lots of rice. I guess I can eat more decadently. I don't really tend to, but I can. Um, we don't, as a rule, have orange cheese. The American cheese is a little disconcerting. Oh, nice. I haven't gone to Costco in forever. Like I let my Costco membership lapse early on in COVID because I realized I just wasn't using it. And particularly with the young angries gone, there's no way I want to buy shit in bulk. So I just let my Costco membership lapse. Actually, Safa, that's a yes and no thing. You're right. I've also seen it in Coles, but what you saw in Coles was probably Colby, which is an English style cheese. The American cheese is a bit weird, but you can also get. I get the pre-shredded cheese. I have to admit, it's just super convenient, and I just get it. And there's this one brand that has a few variations of the shredded cheese in a bag. One of them they call their Mexican style, and it has the orange cheese in it. Everyone talks that Trader Joe's is good. I don't think I've ever been to a Trader Joe's. I haven't been to the US for a really long time. Don't think I ever got to check out Trader Joe's though. Oh, see, hot dogs. I have that hot dogs came up in conversation last night. I have a psychological problem with hot dogs, and I almost never have them because I just think they're horrible. Costco pizza, on the other hand, you can get orange cheese, but most cheeses aren't orange. Yeah, that literal American cheese, the bright orange stuff, weird AF. Oh, I have to admit, when I was in the US, I loved, I don't know what you call it, spray cheese. You know, you get whipped cream in those cans. It's got the nitrous oxide in it, so you just and whipped cream comes out. You get cans of cheese in the US that's pressurized, and you squeeze it out, and this weird foamy cheese comes out. Yes, Cheese Whiz. Megaleech is there. Doc Jones. Canned cheese. I fucking was into it. And I don't know why American cheese is bright orange. It's very weird. Velveeta is kind of like that Kraft. I grew up with this Kraft cheese, which is not really cheese. Like it doesn't melt. You put this Kraft cheese on like bread to grill it, and it just bubbles up. It doesn't melt. Very weird, but I was really into it. Yeah, shelf-stable block of cheese product. Yeah. No, in Kraft traditionally had that here. Never had Cheese Whiz. I thought Cheese Whiz was awesome, quite honestly. Canned cheese, and like literally, you know, when you're at a party, you just lean back and put it straight in your mouth. Very bad, very bad. Oh. Yeah, Justin, I reckon chicken nuggets have weird stuff they've swept up off the floor, and so do hot dogs. Yeah, but see, strictly saying is someone had to decide at some point to make the cheese orange because it's artificial. It's not natural. Very gosh darned weird is all I'm saying. That's honestly the vibe it gives. It's like a mac and cheese sauce that's actually been pressed into cheese form. It's genuinely weird. Get a sausage from a good butcher, definitely. I friggin' love good sausages. Dr. Judge, you know, the actual coloring, yellow number 5 and something else. Yeah. Yeah, it is odd that freakishly fake color put into, but and it's actually called American cheese because I feel like you can't legally call it cheese anywhere else. Yeah, talking about just orange became associated with cheese and cheese snacks and mac and cheese bright orange. Oh, you looked that up. Sorry, I suddenly recognized the language. You've done an internet lookup. American chocolate. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Some people only like American chocolate. Some people only like European chocolate. It's weird. Fresh off the boat from the US, oh yeah. And because most popular pumpkin in the US, the orange one, you almost never see in Australia. The supermarkets tend to get it in for Halloween. The most popular pumpkin in Australia is the Queensland blue. Strictly saying, the artificial colors are in everything. Who knows? Oh, there you go. It was traditionally made from the seeds of the achiote tree or paprika. Oh gosh, what's another one? There's another thing. It's often an Indian food that's yellow and fucking stains everything if you use it. Keep consistent and identifiable. They add the taste. Hey Harry, how you doing? The Angry Duck was a bit of artwork done by Mism Creations, who did a bunch of artwork for my YouTube channel. They just spontaneously did that one. It was inspired by Donald Duck, which I thought was really good. These are good. Oh, I wasn't thinking saffron, although saffron will do it. Dr. Jones got it. Turmeric. I was thinking of turmeric. You use turmeric in cooking, and everything it fucking touches turns yellow. Honestly, if you put the leftovers of something with turmeric in Tupperware, when you wash the Tupperware, it's still going to be yellow stained. So Hannah, that's why you won't eat it. Oh yes. Oh god, if you've got a capsaicin allergy, yeah, no paprika, no cheese flavors. Damn. Oh yeah, US junk food shops are really tempting. There are so many of them around here. Like, I was just looking at one in the city last week when I was in the city for work. I went, man, there are so many tempting junk things to eat there. But I was pretty strong and I didn't get any of them. Honestly, I thought the Sprite and pineapple syrup would be good. I didn't think it would be this good. It's really fucking yummy. The next one I'm going to make, like I said, this is like from the cheap fruit drink from the supermarket. Next one I'm going to make was passion fruit. It was the same deal. I went there, I don't know, a week or two after getting this one, and I was going, oh, it's on special again. And I went, oh, passion fruit. Passion fruit flavors are often good in cocktails. I think I'll get the passion fruit one. So I don't know, in a couple weeks, I'll probably make a passion fruit syrup. We'll see. Because I make too many syrups because I want different syrups, and they don't last forever. And most of the time, not always, sometimes I get through them, but most of the time I end up having to chuck out some of the syrup because it's like, okay, it's been there for quite a while and I think it's growing some fungus. So I'm going to tip it out. Because, most of the time it's just sugar and water. The drink high C. It's the same sort of stuff as high C. Like, it's not fruit juice. It's like some fruit juice concentrate with sugar, water, and preservatives. And so with Australian labeling, that's called a fruit drink. It's not fruit juice. So, but it's super cheap. Like I said, these little 1 litre cartons, sometimes like half price. So they're only about $1.30 or something. And I thought, I just saw it and thought, that's so cheap. So I could make a syrup with that. And even if it sucks, I haven't lost a lot of money. No, no. Poor A's. New pimples on your chin. Pimples. I was dealing with fucking itchy bits, like a fungal infection. And really itchy bits that wouldn't go away. And I just stupidly ignored them for too long. And it's like, no, you should like use tinea cream, because I sometimes get tinea on between my toes, and I go, oh, that's nasty. I'll get some cream. And this one was like here, and one was on my back, and I was going like, oh, it's this itch will go away, because I thought it was an insect bite, and it's like not. Oh, okay. So I finally went, stop hoping it'll go away and actually get an antifungal cream, and it feels like it's going away. It's not itchy anymore. So that's a bonus. Something I should have done weeks ago. But I'm a typical man, and I just don't fucking do things about health issues. And yes, well, some US junk food is the same, but a lot is different. And I have to admit, I was super into it when I was in the US. Also, like stopping at a petrol station and getting the large soft drink, which was basically a fucking bucket. It was like 1.5 liters. That was ridiculous. So, Harry, you have international sections at some grocery stores. Get Lucasades in the UK section. That's UK Lucasade, yeah. It's different. The way that at least the mainstream chocolate in the US is made is different to what we get here in Australia and to what people get in Europe. It's definitely different. Some people prefer it, other people not. Oh my god! Okay, that the huge petrol stations. Like a dude who used to come on the streams and still appears sometimes, the screen name Gecko, he live streamed once. He was on his phone from this super gas station. It was like 40 petrol pumps, and the actual convenience store was the size of a fucking supermarket. And he was showing us there was a wall of jerky. There was just this huge section that was just beef jerky in all these different flavors. It was trippy as fuck. So, Harry, if you got chocolate brownies or cookies, not a candy bar fan, homemade stuff is great, to be fair. I am much less confident with food handling in the US compared to Australia, and that's like eggs, meat. You go into the supermarkets here, eggs are refrigerated. But yes, I'm just broadly more confident with food handling here because you have the industrial abattoirs in the US where machines slice all the meat off um, the cows and whatnot. And there were just too many stories of like they're trying to maximize what they get and they're actually scraping the bones. And even worse, like the spines of the animal and getting spinal fluid in the meat, which can give you encephalitis, and that's not good. But the other thing is all these fucking machines with all the blades. Um, they have to be cleaned by humans, and it's usually migrants, often undocumented migrant workers with high pressure steaming hot water and bleach cleaning them. And the workers occasionally fall into these machines that are just a bunch of blades and get killed. And so it's a simple statement of fact that in the US, if you're eating meat, there's a non zero chance there is some human meat in there because a person fell into the machine and got sliced up and the machines weren't cleaned properly. That literally happens. So, Megalich, you're loving the Nutrageous ice cream tubs. Damn, Reese's Nutrageous ice cream. Milo's the one, and I actually had tonight. I've mentioned before, it's this New Zealand one that Woolies has sometimes in a square tub and 4 flavors. So fucking yum. At this point, I'm making you really glad you don't eat meat, Dr. Abigail. Yeah, fair enough. Just saying they wash their eggs? Like I'm saying, you look, supermarkets here, the eggs will be refrigerated. Treating rice, eat the subs like a beast. Firehouse subs. Okay, I don't know that one. You'll eat a human, long pig. Because apparently people who have tasted human meat say it is sweet like pork as compared to beef. It tastes more like pork than beef. And so rather dark humor referred to human meat as long pig. Did you know that? Oof, yeah, Harry, the industrial accidents are terrible, and industrial accidents at meat processing places, very bad. Oh God, you've looked at true crime stuff. Becca, I avoid true crime stuff. Yeah, I'm a huge bacon fan, I have to admit. Well, that's long pig, long pork, same deal. Porky's pig. Oh God, now I'm channeling Homer Simpson when uh, Lisa declares she's going to be vegetarian. He's going, "You're not going to eat beef anymore? No. You're not going to eat lamb anymore? No. You're not going to eat pork anymore? No. You're not going to eat ham anymore? No. You're not going to eat bacon anymore? Dad, those all come from the same animal. Oh, sure, Lisa. They come from some magical, wonderful animal." Okay, so there's a Discord picture I should look at, apparently. I thought I had Discord open. Where's Discord? Loading up the Discord. Oh, yes, okay. I have actually seen that one in the supermarkets. The Reese's Nutrageous, which I've never actually tried, but I would probably like, but I haven't actually tried it. Oh god, I thought I had another message on Discord. I was getting weird messages from someone. I'm not sure who they are. Got spider pig in your head. Does whatever a spider pig. Well, cannibalism can cause spongiform encephalitis. Is that what caused the spongiform encephalitis in cows? That they were being fed dead cows? I don't know, but that was obviously a thing, aka mad cow disease. Oh, actually, that what you're saying there in America, um, you can get absolutely incredible salads. It's not like the mainstream thing, but it's not difficult to find. And there were a couple places that I ate in America that made incredible salads. Justin, you think the Jews and the Muslims might be onto something about not eating pork, too similar to human flesh? Oh no, Catholics just aren't meant to eat meat on Fridays in Lent. That's the only meat restriction Catholics have. Eat fish. There you go. Mad cow disease was caused by spongiform encephalitis. McDonald's used to have salad shaker cups. Oh, I do remember that. I don't think I ever had one from McDonald's. Just for some reason I don't really trust McDonald's with salad, but yeah. I forget what it wasn't a big chain, but I remember one salad in particular from a place in California when I was actually staying with Mr. Safety. It was friggin' amazing. Probably not particularly healthy because I think it was like really laden with dressings. Really yum. Oh, okay. I like it when I make something and I go, man, that thing I made was really good. Oh, but the Bible, that would be the Old Testament. Christians don't follow the Old Testament except ridiculous bigots who want to selectively pick bits out and say, my bigotry is fine because there's this bit in the scripture that's been translated this way. And then they ignore, as you say, the no swine thing. And it's just like, every time I see them doing that, I was like, you are so lucky none of this is true because you would go straight to hell. And yes, the busy nights when the chat goes all over the shop is fun. Like we had that sort of new visitor last night on Twitch, and sorry for the random questions. Like, dude, we fucking thrive on random questions. Completely change the direction of the conversation. That's how we roll. Yeah, that's mainly water with a tiny little taste of booze. Oh man, I am kind of really obsessed with my clear ice. Quite honestly, might make some more this week. Gonna make some yellow snow. What your fiance, Shuey? It is funny thinking of oh yeah, the defense dude, with the insurance question. It was so funny. It's like they were really apologetic about asking a weird question. I'm like, oh, we are all about the weird questions here. Just come in with a weird, like I legit, like they just build up. I'm going to ask you just a really weird question, and I was just bracing myself because I legit thought when they eventually came out with the question, it's going to be like, "Why is your mum such a slut?" Oh yeah, and the obsessed dude. I know he's a sub. He doesn't want to do butt stuff to me. He wants me to do butt stuff to him. He is definitely a sub. That guy. Uh, uh, he just wants. Sorry. Oh man, I was just about to say something really bad, but yeah. And also, I don't judge subs either. I have friends who are subs. Like, so I'm only joking and messing around when I say because I feel like he's the sort of dweeb who'd be upset by it. Got to remember that occasionally. It's like, say something jokingly, and it may. There you go. Justin's a sub. There you go. It's genuinely, nothing wrong with it. Like I said, and I was worried. Is going, oh God, it sounds like I'm shitting on people, and I kind of was. But it's only just because this guy's so insecure. Oh, good damn, that's good. So, yes. Thumbs up to the subs out there. Oh, dearie me. You've got one saved up. Oh my God, I swear to God, I have said the worst things to people over the years. Like, particularly, probably my first 5 years on YouTube, where I got a bit of attention, and because I was upsetting these real fucking gutter scum with my political stuff, and some of the stuff I would say back to them in comments was because like they thought they were upsetting me by saying something confrontational. We're just like, God damn. And I would go so hard. Yes, everyone should subscribe. I like subs. So if everyone's consenting, it's all good. That's what I say. Informed, enthusiastic consent. That's the order of the day. God, I just had this flashback to one of the genuinely weirdest rants ever. Because you get those right-wing shock jocks and these days podcasters who just say ridiculous shit for attention. Oh, we've got a Swifty on Twitch. Hello, Swifty 2008. How you doing? You've just come into the middle of some messed up stuff. And I have to just kind of say our conversations on this stream are so wide ranging. You're always in danger of winding up into something. Oh, and I also should point out to you, you're watching on Twitch. I use a service called StreamYard that lets me re-stream to multiple platforms. Most people watch me on YouTube. Some watch me on Twitch, some even on Facebook. Consent says he has a flashback. Oh, okay. So I was having a flashback. I was the shock doc, the one before Alex Jones. Whoa, Jesus. Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh did this thing. I made a video about it at the time. He's dead now. And also, yes, Swifty. Secret news. Taylor Swift secretly married to Dr. Abigail. So, Rush Limbaugh did this thing, and it's basically, it's like he's saying he's opposed to anything that isn't one-on-one hetero sex, because he started going on about the left are gross and disgusting because they think anything's allowable, like any number of people, any mix of genders, so long as there's consent, they think that's fine. And I'm going, yes, that's actually what I think. And he's going, and then he was talking about, the only decent, pure, one-on-one heterosexual sex. So he's like, oh, but if you're doing that and, without consent, oh, here come the consent police. And I was like, dude, that's the actual police. If you are doing something to someone without consent, that's a crime. And it was the weirdest self-own I've ever heard. He literally was saying all these disgusting, depraved sexual acts, they excuse them because of consent. But if there is a male-female action happening without consent, oh, here come the consent police. It was so weird. Oh, Swifty, my YouTube channel is just Angry Aussie. And that is where most people watch. So you'll see all the chat if you go on there. Sorry, we say Andrew Dice Clay Roseanne Barr and my own bad shock job. Oh God, are they? Roseanne Barr freaks me out. Like Andrew Dice Clay was always the, hey, I'm up in your face. What are you gonna do about it? But Roseanne, I think she's had some sort of mental breakdown because she says ridiculous shit. And she literally says the direct opposite of stuff that was in the Roseanne show. And she seems unaware of the fact she is saying the exact opposite of what she said. And there's about hitting kids. She had episodes that were all about hitting your kids is the worst thing you can do. And it's one thing if she were to come out and say, I was brainwashed and hoodwinked and I've changed my mind. But she seems unaware of the fact that she's saying the direct opposite of what she used to see. Yeah, Dice's whole thing was never being politically correct. It's like, oh, hey, what you doing here? I'm having sex with bimbos. Yeah. That is just like the worst fucking impersonation. He would be right to be offended by that bad impersonation. Harry, I don't know how to explain what Roseanne says these days because she consistently says the complete opposite of what she said before. And she seems completely oblivious to the fact she's saying the complete opposite of what she said before. It's genuinely weird and I don't understand it. I had no idea what's going on with her. Yeah. Man, that was really good. All right. Sorry. I'm just going to taste the difference between my two liqueurs that I made. Ooh, I might make a brandy one next. Made a rum one and a whiskey one. Maybe I should make a brandy one. See what that's like. Oh, so many people ran for president at one point, and it's absolutely meaningless. That's the thing. It's a weird system because we don't have a presidential system here. So there's no such thing as like running prime minister. You don't run for prime minister. You get elected by your party, sometimes by the rank and file as well, to lead your party. Then if your party wins a majority or forms a coalition, you as party leader get to be prime minister. But people don't actually vote for prime minister. Oh, is this the Dice Clay thing? Jack and Jill went up the hill with $1.25. Jill came down with 250. Oh, what a fucking whore. Yeah. I probably should stop trying to do Andrew Dice Clay impersonations. And I'm distracted by the kink talk, Googling garden snips. You Googled garden nips. Your computer froze, stuck stand looking at gardening nips. Oh God, what was a terrible joke I made once? Oh God, I'm trying to remember the exact thing. Mrs. Angry's watching a gardening show. It's like Gardening Australia. And I can't remember it, but it gave me an excuse to do innuendo because this guy's like, I don't know, aerating the lawn. But I'm only remembering half of it because he's talking about like going 2 knuckles deep. But he said something else that I turned into a silly innuendo, and I was like sent from the room, being unacceptable. I wish I could remember exactly what he said now, because I found it genuinely funny because I am extremely juvenile. Oh yeah, and Dice Clay did that really stylized thing of swinging. Mm, it's very weird. And he was in one of those John Hughes teen comedies. I think it was 16 Candles, where he's the bouncer at a club that Molly Ringwald was allowed to go into, and the nerd John Cryer wasn't allowed in. I think Rodney Rood is a different flavour to Andrew Dice Clay, but he's certainly a thing. Like when I was trying to explain it, actually, it wasn't Rodney Rood. I think it was Kevin Bloody Wilson trying to explain to some Americans, like, no, we actually had this comedian that had a track that everyone loved about kids who were angry at Santa writing a letter to Santa, and it's like kids going, Santa Claus, you fucking cunt. And they're like, really? I went, no, yep, that's Australian comedy right there. What was the thing? Rodney Rood's breakthrough thing was I Hate Cats. It was 80s, I think. I'm sure Rodney Rood was 80s. Okay. Both my liqueurs are really good. They do actually taste different. I think I prefer the rum one. No, that's really fucking tasty. Probably will make one with brandy, actually. They're so good. Yeah, yes, that was Kevin. Yeah, okay. Hey, Santa Claus. Yeah, that sounds like the words. It was very funny explaining this to Americans. Like, no, this was an actual thing. Everyone was playing this. A bit of musical comedy. You can find it on YouTube. Ugh, it's a it's a whole thing. Damn. What else was Rodney Rood famous for? Because it was I Hate That was his big one. I feel like it's something now I want to look like it. Did he create Dillygaff? Okay. That's the big one. Do I look like I give a fuck? Okay. I'm gonna look up Rodney Rood's oeuvre to see if I can remember anything else he did. Oh my god. Most recent pictures of him, he's quite old. Jeffrey, yeah, okay. I Hate Cats. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Wikipedia entry for him. Uh, discography. Rodney Rood Live, which I think I heard a million times. I Got More. Rood Rides Again. Not Guilty. Yeah, that's because he got arrested in Queensland. Still touring in 96, 98, 2000, 2002. So saying his last CD was released in 2006. And he put out a DVD called Rodney Rood Goes the Growl in 2008. Good Lord. Yeah, that seems like his big thing was I Hate Cats. Oh dear. I think Rodney Rood particularly was famous for going after the crowd. Um, you'll probably find videos on YouTube of him having a go at hecklers. Uh, oh my god, that's so fucking good. The thing I keep saying on the streams, I feel a bit weird when I'm tasting something that I made and I just really can't help going, oh, that's so fucking good. Then I feel, oh, that's kind of weird and egotistical to keep saying that I made something that's really good and I'm really into it. But it's really good and I'm really into it. Yeah. Not, God, I've still got a big chunk of the ice. I'm just going to leave it. Ah, oh, that's so fucking yummy. Okay. Oh, yeah. That was an excellent thing. Michael Richards trying to do stand-up comedy, and he's just not very good at crowd work because when you hear that thing, he was trying to be Lenny Bruce, but he's not very good at it. A better comedian could have said almost exactly what Michael Richards did. And handled the crowd. But Michael Richards actually gave up and walked off stage because he realized he wasn't up to it. Yeah, he tried to be edgy. He tried to be Lenny Bruce, and it just didn't work. Oh, it's not so much, again, it's not so much that he went over the top. He just tried to do something that was beyond his skill level to justify. And that's why when you see that thing, he eventually just kind of gives up and walks off. Because there is a particularly famous Lenny Bruce routine where he just riffs because he was sort of radical and edgy. So he would get a pretty interesting crowd. He would get a lot of non-white people at his crowd. And so in the 50s and 60s, that was pretty edgy to have that sort of audience. And there's one routine where he starts using every racial slur you can think of. And just like, how many this do we have? How many this? How many this? And eventually, and the audience is sort of, what the fuck? And he eventually turns it to, we let people use these words and have power over us, they win. We have to let them know that they can't have any power over us by using these words. And he won the crowd back. And that's what Michael Richards was trying to do. But it's like Lenny Bruce's skill level was here and Michael Richards' skill level was here. Oh yeah, no. He fucked up. He was very bad. So Henny, you saw a clip of a comedian with cerebral palsy, part of his crowd work. Find someone that doesn't clap and asks what their favorite disability is. Guy picks literally bends down, picks something up, holds his white cane for everyone to see. So his favorite disability was being blind. Comedian dies laughing. In a room of 300 people, I managed to find the blind guy. I've actually seen a couple of comedians with cerebral palsy, and very funny because they're working extra hard to win the crowd over. Sam Kinison certainly had his, and he was like the extreme guy. Sam Kinison definitely had his moments. Just being just whack, really out there. Yeah, it's not that I found Sam Kinison super funny, but I respect what he was doing. He's world hungry. He definitely because he was one who was really challenging an audience, and he had the skill level to do it. To just circle back to Michael Richards, he did not have the skill to do it. And the same as like any of the, I mean, even Andrew Dice Clay has skills way above Michael Richards as a stand-up. Think like Dennis Leary with his, I'm an angry conservative white guy stuff, way above Michael Richards. So, Hannah, if you haven't seen it, search for Cat Says Countdown Carrot in a Box. Oh, God, Sean Locke was very good at fucking people up. Oh God, Sam Kinison was in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Again, man, Rodney Dangerfield was his own thing. I can't get no respect. He was just the schlub comedian. He was, uh, again, I don't always find everything Rodney Dangerfield does really funny, but he was his own thing. Oh God, Chris Franklin. He can be really funny. I actually did an open mic at a night run by Chris Franklin once. Seemed to be a really nice guy. You found out later, meeting about Carrot in a Box, everyone went, "What the fuck? That won't work." And Sean said, "Let's do it." He's plotting how to destroy people. He was pretty good at that. Ah, yeah, yeah. Rodney Dangerfield. I gotta, do a hat tip to Rodney Dangerfield for just having that persona, that character. I haven't watched any of Nemesis. Um, I'll have to watch it at some point. ABC on demand. Ask Mrs. Angry if she's interested in watching it. We might actually watch it this week. Um, we were watching another British crime drama mystery thing called Fool Me Once, which is kind of interesting. But we got a vibe they're trying to capture the same thing that Vigil did, and then they're not hitting the notes the way Vigil did. Saw Jim Jeffries. Um, maybe you thought he was less funny after he stopped doing cocaine and alcohol because he's sober now. So yeah, I might talk to Mrs. Angry if she wants to watch Nemesis. We might watch it this week on demand because it's kind of fascinating. Because they friggin' hate. Oh yes, I actually watched episode 1 of season 2 of Halo, and I was like, okay. It's like, okay, I'm not quite in there. They did the right thing, They started with the big action sequence and whatnot. I was like, all right, I'm going to see where this goes. This first episode hasn't got me absolutely hooked. We're going to see where it goes, though. Oh, bought tickets to see Carl Barron. I do genuinely like Carl Barron's deadpan delivery. I was actually thinking of rewatching season 1 because as I watched episode 1 of season 2, I remembered all the fucking things that had happened in season 1. I went, oh, that's right, there was that, and there was this character, and there was that, and it's like there was so much. I haven't watched the first 2. I just watched the first 1. Oh, I watched Only Murders in the Building. Um, um, I think Selena might grow on you. Like there's like 3 seasons of Only Murders in the Building. Mrs. Angry and I watched those together. Again, it's kind of like it's not the greatest TV ever, but I found it really entertaining. Oh, good. Okay, so if you like Bert Kreischer, have you watched the movie The Machine? Inspired by his most famous stand-up routine about getting drunk with Russian mobsters on a school trip and robbing everyone on the train. Mark Hamill plays his dad in the movie The Machine. I'm gonna 20. Okay, Hannah, 20 hours of sleep, not enough. I'm gonna go and get some sleep too. Martin Short has done. What's he got? Like a 40-year, 50-year career. He has done some very funny stuff. And I like him in Only Murders in the Building as well. Like I said, not absolutely stellar TV, but really entertaining. Okay, I don't know that I remember that one, but Martin Short did so much. I don't think I can know everything Martin Short did because he did so much. Quite a bit with Steve Martin too. Okay, you saw the Machine movie? I enjoyed it. Mark Hamill was friggin' great. Mark Hamill plays Bert Kreischer's dad. He's really good. But it's just generally, it's a very silly and entertaining movie. And most importantly, it maintains its tone. When actually, I was going to say comedies, but it counts for action and drama as well. When films don't maintain their tone, I find it really frustrating. It's like, work out what you are and be that. And the Machine sets a tone and maintains it. It's just a funny, silly comedy. And so, because it's silly, when silly stuff happens, you go, that's cool. This is a silly movie. You don't sit there going, that's stupid. That's unrealistic. It's a silly movie. So when something silly happens, you just laugh and go, that was silly. And Bert Kreischer's very funny. I think he is a very funny comedian. The casting's very good in the movie. But yeah, honestly, standouts: Bert Kreischer and Mark Hamill as his dad. Oh god, it's like Mark Hamill is very underrated. Like obviously, he will always be Luke Skywalker. You go now. I think I go now too, Dr. Abigail. Stirring this up. So I'm gonna go. Gotta go into the office tomorrow. Bleh. Stupid. But, got to do it. Show my face in the office. And probably be back for a live stream on Tuesday. The way is up in the air, Might end up doing takeaway with the offspring. I think that's Mrs. Angry just telling me. On my way. I went to all the trouble of putting new sheets on the bed today, so I'm going to go and enjoy that. Oh, so okay. I definitely have to do that with Brandy. Anyway, going to go to bed. Thank you for joining, Harry. I appreciate it. So, all you fine folk, look after yourselves. I hope to see you another time. But until such time as I do, what are we watching? Well, we've got to watch some more of this British thriller drama mystery thing, Fool Me Once, because it's pretty good. Not as good as Vigil. I will wholeheartedly recommend. There's 2 seasons of Vigil in Australia. You can get it on Binge and Foxtel, or Pirate Bay, whatever. Thoroughly recommend Vigil. And Fool Me Once is not bad, but it kind of feels like it's trying to be Vigil, but not quite getting there. And by Vigil, it's like drama mystery thing where every motherfucking character has a secret. And it's like, is it the secret? Because someone has the secret, which reveals the whole thing. But only of the dozen characters who all have a secret, only one of them has the secret. And so you're trying to work out who the fuck has the secret, which makes for good TV. Yes, it is Sleepy Bobo's time. So good night, everybody. I'll see you another time, hopefully. But